So to explain capitalism versus communism, how it all started, we have to go back to World War II. First one, second one. Though we could go back to the first one, we're going to start with the second one. So, basically, all these captains, these crews, right at the end of the war, they all came to one place so they could talk about splitting the booty, the loot, the treasure, all the goods. So, they did. They met up at this place, FDR, Churchill, Stalin, and probably some random Frenchman. That's going to come up. And they're talking about splitting up the countries. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to have free elections everywhere. And Stalin agrees. He's like, yeah, freedom, elections, yeah, let's go with that. But Stalin does not listen to this. But that's for later. So basically, they're like, what do we do with Germany now that we're winning? Okay, we're going to split it up amongst ourselves. They're going to get one part. Each of you is going to get one part. America, England are like, yeah, sure. And some random Frenchman's like, we want a part too. And they're like, sure, why not? I don't know how the actual conversation went, but I assume it's like, Monsieur, we're here too. We want a peace, cause we're Frenchmen. Yeah, her. Baguette. Yeah. I don't know how to do a French accent. I've never met one. I've met one. Doesn't matter. And so they split up the countries. Yeah. Eastern, Western, split. But American England are like, that place right there, bro, that's kind of a pretty city. That's the capital. What used to be the capital. And so they're like, I want that. I want it. And so the USSR is like, alright, you can have half. But like, the USSR has the surrounding part, you know, right here, town, surrounding part. They got half of the town. That's probably not going to come up later. And so England, America, and France, they take their part, combine it to one part. And they're like, yeah, it's a lot simpler to run one big country than like three little ones. It's going to be a lot quicker, a lot stronger. One united crew, one big ship rather than multiple little ships, all going out to sea. And so, all the Eastern Bloc countries, or what would be known as the Eastern Bloc, that surround the USSR, they kind of don't have free elections. Stalin's like, I want you to be communist. And so you're going to be communist. And they kind of rigged the election, there's multiple things going on. So like, you just have all these countries. Isn't it suspicious that all of those countries decided to be communist? Well, decides a heavy-handed word. Nope. Multiple countries did not decide to be communists, but were made communist. So what was my next talking point? And so America and England were like, you broke our deal. And Stalin was like, what deal? I don't remember no deal. They chose democratically. And America was like, no, they didn't. There's no possible way. And so they're like, we have to stop communism because it's a threat. And we started working with... Actually, that's for later. Okay, so what do I want to talk about first? Yeah, we got the Korean War as a good example. We got this one ship that's splitting up, attacking each other, boom, 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 boom. Got capitalism down here, the north, up here, boom, boom, bang. And so they keep fighting each other, bam, bam. And earlier we agreed to stop the conflict for a bit at the 38th parallel, split the country. But a conflict started again, bam. And so we sent Marines over to help the South Koreans. We sent our ship over to their ship to buff their crew, and then North Koreans, we started pushing them back to the border with China. And China, it's a really big ship, decided, I don't want the Americans getting close to here at all. So they started supporting down, push, but then push. So they're all the way pushed back to equal where they were, 38th parallel. They're stuck back. Can't get past. So they go to the Geneva Accords and we're like, okay, we're no longer attacking them. No more. And why did we help them out? Because we were like, we can't attack Russia directly because, well, the USSR directly because they have a really big ship with like multiple smaller ships. We attack them. That's World War III. Now imagine you have a really big cannon that can just destroy any ship out there. Any ship. But like, it leaves a lot of debris. A lot of sharp rocks. You can't travel there no more. Because all those spikes, sharp sticks, stones, no, it's just stuck there. Right at the bed. So you can't go through. You have to go around. But what if you have like lots of shrapnel everywhere? You can't live there. You can't put your ship through there. So both USSR and the US have these type of cannons that just destroy ships. Just absolute shrapnel everywhere. And so they're both like, okay, we can't attack each other directly, but we can attack other countries to help them out, build up their ships. But we're not going to give them these cannons, no. And we're not going to use these cannons because all they'll do is shrapnel. And so we got like indirect warfare. That's kind of how it started. Yeah. My camera's about to die. What else do I want to talk about? And so like we kind of don't want to just keep doing wars as competition, so we started looking to the Olympics and we're like, okay, we're gonna have the competition there, we're just gonna battle each other, you know. It's like volleyball, you know. Your side wins the volleyball, woo. Woo. But your side loses the volleyball, it's like, oh, your ship crew's not that good. It's not as good as the other crew. Maybe their leadership's better. And so it's like a competition. And then we come to the space race. There's like another form of competition. Like, okay, who could have the better ship? Who can have better resources to go all the way to the North Pole? If we're using the ship analogy, going all the way to the North Pole and coming right back alive. Who can find the Northwest Passage? It's a good shoot. It's a good song. And let's see what else. Yeah, basically we have a bunch of these little competitions, little volleyball matches, boom, boom, ba bam, to like, so that we don't go to war with each other directly, and we're like, hey, we're better than you because we won the volleyball match. And basically, the space race was one big volleyball match, being like, hey, we're better than you. Look at these ships we made. Look at these gigantic ships we made that we can go all the way over there and we can come right back and our men survived. Now at the beginning, the USSR was winning because they got the first satellite, which had a blinking light or whatever it was, transmitter. Wasn't that good, but it was still something. It was still the first one, and that's basically how. I don't want to downplay a lot of the achievements, but like, they're a little less than you would first think. First man in space, there were others that attempted it that are just not in the history books. I think it was Grigori. I think Grigori's his name. I'll put the name right here. Right there. First man in space. There were definitely other men in space that just did not make it back. That are just not in the history books. Because, you know, it would look bad if you sent out multiple ships and they were like, oh, all those ships are dead. And you're just like, oh, all those crew members, they're all gone. Well, we can't have the other ship know that. That'd be bad. That'd be some bad publicity. And so they just didn't put it out there. Any other points I wanted to make. Yeah, I got through the competition. I got through the... Alright, I think that should just about do it. The beginning part, got a deal, broke the deal, split the countries, and, you know, communism is inherently different from capitalism. Communism wants to spread the wealth, take over the factories, have the workers use it. Capitalism does not want that because, like, factory owners make a lot of money, so they have an economy, pay a lot of taxes, they're supposed to, and free trade. There's a lot of nuances, a lot of differences, a lot that's basically the same. Like, it's supposed to be the same, but it's not the same. So, alright, let me show you what I made. It's called a Gundam Aerial, straight from Japan. My sister got it on a trip. She had a nice trip. It was a couple years back. I just forgot to make it. Got 2 swords. She had a gun in there somewhere. Pretty cool. Ariel? Yeah, Ariel. Not Ariel as in the princess, but like Ariel as in airborne. Oh, shoot, that fell out. Wee. Let's see, what else did I make? I made this chopper. Tony Chopper. He's part of the bigger mech and you can pull it out. It's supposed to be like an arm. There you go, chop chop. Ooh. I like the way he has a dumb face, like dumb face. Ooh. Ooh. Swoosh. Well, like, subscribe, and peace.